college is one of the biggest scams, and I say this mostly because of the tuition and the financial reason. The problem with college system these days is that they keep raising their tuition, right? And the fact that they keep doing this is that they know that kids like me and you can take on debt and they'll just keep paying it, right? If they want to one day make tuition $50,000 and the next year $55,000, it doesn't affect them in any certain way. They know kids will just keep taking on more and more loans because the government will grant them and the banks will grant them the loan. Which does say a lot because it really questioned about the school system, right? College is mostly just making the profit. That's all they're really prioritizing, or that's all they really care about, more than the actual education system. And the problem with all this is not even just that, about them making so much profit, it's also on top of that, is that the last 2 years of your bachelor's degree, that's when you actually learn about your degree. That's when you actually get hands-on with the degree that you're actually going for. So the first 2 years of college is actually a big waste of time. It's like going back in high school for 2 years, you know? And that says a lot. And even high school these days, I will say the last 2 years of high school is very questionable because you do nothing. They prepare you for college, which college is literally high school. But honestly, behind all this, I will say is that that's the reason why I think college is a scam. Now listen, I'm not going to tell you don't go to college, drop out, live in your parents' basement, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm just saying, because when you have this talk with your parents, and I had it a couple times with my parents, is that they will question it. They will say, no, you have to go to school. You're really crazy, you can't drop out. But you must understand is that if you have the money, if you can take on that loan without really affecting you, or if you have maybe a scholarship, a grant, maybe financial aid that will help you, I would say just go. I mean, if it doesn't affect you financially, I think college is a very beautiful thing, as it's like have a great 4 years, it's truly a lot of great experience. You'll meet new friends, potentially you'll meet the person that you'll fall in love with and get married and have kids with. That's really what college is really about, the networking behind that. But if you have the opportunity to do that, if you can do that without really hurting you financially down the road, then 100% go to college. There's no reason not to. In fact, don't rush into adulthood if you don't have to. That's what I would say. But if you can't do that, if you don't want to take on that debt like me, when I was 19 years old, I was looking at schools. I was actually applied for a couple of colleges, and one of them was Rutgers. And when I applied, I was looking at the tuition, right? And I knew it was going to be a lot because it was going to be out-of-state tuition. And I remember about to sign this loan, I was like, I remember seeing, I think out-of-state tuition with dorming that 1 year was crazy. It was $50,000, and that was only for 1 year. And it was literally not even starting my degree. I couldn't even get into the major because I applied for the school too late. But I remember seeing $50,000 for 1 year. And that's what made me realize, I'm not going to school. Are you crazy? This is crazy, And then I still had 3 more years after that. I know it wasn't going to be $50,000 because I was going to move my address, which would have been a lot cheaper. But the first 1 year would have been $50,000. And that really, scared me. That was, this really, said a lot, because what am I paying for? Why am I paying $50,000 for a education that I don't even know what I'm going for? Yes, I know I'm paying for the dorm room. Yes, I know I'm paying for some of the classes, but overall, where is this money going to? So I declined it. I remember just not going. And at the time, I was going to drop out of school. I wasn't even going to go to school. But, after a long talk with my parents, it didn't really work out well. So I realized that, okay, if I am not going to take on this student loan debt, I'm just going to go to community college. Save myself money. I can go for free because it's really cheap. So that's what I did. And I will say the reason why I went and really stuck at college was because it gave me more time to figure out what I want in life. But not only really more time, but to try more ideas. I'm just starting on whether that was my business idea, a content idea. So that's what I'm going to say to you. When you're in college, don't do nothing. Don't just freeload throughout all 4 years. Try to figure out what you want in life. Try to build a better future in that 4 years. Of course, enjoy yourself because you're still a kid in that 4 years. but you will have more time than you have in college than when you have a 9 to 5 job. No question about it. And you have to work 40 plus hours a week. You know, in college, what, you have 5 classes and maybe have 1 or 2 hours of lectures. That's 10 hours a week. That rest of the week, you could literally figure out what you want. And that's exactly what I did. I build on starting freelancing. I build on creating content. So that's why I say, when you are in college, learn a high value skill and master it and try to make money off that, because that will be the best time of use for your time in college. But I would even say after that is, like, when you do that, is knowing that college isn't granting you a job. Yes, you can get an internship, and yes, it could potentially help you, but you gotta be very lucky to get a job in that internship, because the fact that, let's say you internship towards a job, there could be like maybe potentially 10 other internships. They're not gonna hire all 10 people. They're just gonna only maybe hire 1 or 2 people. So you gotta really stand out when you're interning. And besides all that, let's say interning doesn't work out, you're gonna probably have to apply to over 100 jobs to try to get a level entry job. And I'll be honest with you, a level entry job salary is it's pretty bad. I mean, the jobs that I've been applying for, they're level entry, and most of the salaries are like $40,000 to $60,000. And I'll be honest with you, the $40,000, I haven't even got any luck with, because of the fact that they want 3 to 5 years experience. But like, where would I have gotten that at a level entry job? Despite even that, if you had a 5-year experience, why would you even apply for a level entry job for $40,000 if you're gonna make more being a waiter working all weekend? You know, I mean, alright, I might be ranting right now. It's just about the college experience and like the job market, but just know that, like, use your college experience wisely. You know, please don't drop out of college if you don't have to, you know. I mean, I think it's a good time to really utilize college if you have the most time. You know, unless, of course, you are, like, if you don't want to take on that debt, if you're just going to go to work right after, then go ahead. I mean, you got to do what you got to do, you know. I mean, there's no going back and forth with that. But just understanding is that I don't want you to get this implied that college is a scam towards where you shouldn't go. I think college is a good time to figure yourself out, good time to have fun, good time to, you know, fall in love, good time to really build your skill sets, really learn how to make money, learn more about personal finance as you have more time in college. No question about it. But yeah, I mean, that's like how I see college. I mean, I know like college is just around the corner, and if you're about to go to college right now, have a good time. You know, you'll have a good time. Trust me. Put yourself out there. Definitely don't sit in your dorms all day. Don't just do nothing. I highly recommend meeting people, as college is a great opportunity to meet lifelong friends. You know, as you get older, it's very hard to make friends, especially when you're working. You know, like, yeah, you have coworkers, but they're not really your astral friends. Your astral friends are the friends that you make throughout school. That's what I've noticed. But yeah, I mean, that's gonna be it for today. I gotta get going, but I'll see you guys tomorrow. So peace.